I've been down so long it looked like up to me, and they look up to me. And I got fake people showing fake love to me, straight up to my face, straight up to my face. I've been down so long it looked like up to me, and they look up to me. And I got fake people showing fake love to me, straight up.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Laurasia Andrea. So I'm just starting out by priming my face with Nivea Post Shave Balm and just applying that all over and then patting that into my skin. Then I'm going to be going in with my orange corrector from LA Girl Pro Conceal. It's in the color Orange Uppy. I'm just applying that around my mouth and little areas where I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, and just applying that and then blending that in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Blender and just doing it in a bouncing motion, not really so much swiping. Now my new foundation routine is absolutely amazeballs. I'm taking the Anastasia concealer in 7.0 and I'm putting that on my perimeter of my face. I really like to play up my warm and neutral tones of my skin tone. African American girls are usually warm around the perimeter and then lighter more in the yellow family on the center of the face, so that's kind of what I'm doing right here. Just taking that and applying that all around and then blending that with my beauty blender, and then I'm taking my Anastasia foundation stick in the color Espresso and putting that in my T-zone and then blending that out with the beauty blender as well. Now the reason I apply both is because right now it's fall going into winter, so I'm a little bit more on the dry side in the perimeter of my face and I'm still a little bit oily in the center. So her cream concealers are really more for people that are normal to dry, and her foundation stick is more for oily to combination. So that's kind of why I separate them the way that I do, and even still it just looks absolutely stunning when I blend it all together. And if you see me talking all throughout the video, I was not talking to myself, but I really was gonna do a talk through, but the noise was too much outside of my house, so I just decided just to do a voiceover because it was just too much. Now I'm going to be going in with my highlight. I'm taking two highlights. One is from LA Girl Pro Conceal. Actually, they both are from LA Girl Pro Conceal. One is in the color Fawn, the other is the color Warm Honey. So I'm just taking Fawn up under my eyes, the usual, down the bridge of my nose, my forehead. And then I'm going to be taking my Hourglass foundation stick in the color Espresso. I absolutely love this foundation stick to contour with. And I'm using a different method. I'm using the Kat Von D foundation brushes. And I just absolutely love these brushes because it has a center line and it also has sides that kind of just buff out the foundation. And a really good trick to kind of know where you should be putting your contour is to follow the top of your ear and just go down that line and go in a swish motion. So kind of just put pressure and then lift up and just swish it to the side, if that makes any sense. But you kind of just see the gesture that I'm doing in the video. Then just taking the smaller form of that brush and then going in with that Hourglass foundation and going down the side of my nose and also doing a V on the top of my nose. Now with those same brushes, I'm just wiping off any excess product and blending the foundation stick out. I'm kind of doing the gesture of you never want to go down when you're blending out your contour. You always want to go in an upward motion and buffing that product up into your cheekbone. And with the Anastasia Beauty Blender, I'm just going to be blending out all of my highlights. And then using the bottom of the beauty blender, I want to help me kind of blend out that contour so that it's not too harsh and everything just blends very seamlessly into my skin. Then for a little bit of extra highlight, I'm taking that Warm Honey from LA Girl and putting that only on the outer corners of my cheekbones and blending that out with the beauty blender. Then I'm going to be using two powders, one from Laura Mercier, the other from Black Opal in a color Neutral Light. And I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier up under my eyes and then the Black Opal wherever I did my highlight on the rest of my face. And the brush that I'm using to apply the highlight is from Sephora collection. It's in a number 73. I just really think that this just helps me clean up any powder that I have, as well as just giving me nice, clean, sharp lines when I'm applying my highlight. Because before I use a beauty blender and it just kind of got all over the place, and I feel like when I do this, it just looks so much better. Then I'm also just taking that black opal with that 73 brush and just cutting up under my contour for a sharper edge. Now I'm just going to be bronzing up my face with the best bronzer ever for women of color, the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer in the color Ebony. I'm just taking a bronzer brush and just buffing that wherever I put my contour, all around the perimeter of my face, as well as down the center or the sides of my nose. Now I'm going to start setting my face with powder, taking my Micro Smooth powder from Sephora collection, which is the best powder ever, and just dusting away all of the setting powder up under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, under my contour, and everything. It just makes it look very natural and daytime and just not too harsh, like it's too much. Now my biggest secret to make my highlight and contour look as natural as it can possibly look is to set your entire face with a powder that is basically your skin tone, and not really buffing it all over the face, but just kind of pressing it into the face, over the highlight, over the contour and everything, so everything just kind of blends in all together. I recently also just started using blush because I just felt like I was kind of missing something in my foundation routine. So the blush that I'm using is from Bobbi Brown. I pretty much use all Bobbi Brown products for my face, if you have not noticed by now. But this is in the shade Cranberry, and I was putting this on the apples of my cheeks, and I was just kind of like, ooh, this looks so nice. And then I'm just taking a Bobbi Brown eyeshadow. This is in Black Plum. I use it as a contour, and I'm just taking my bronzer brush and just kind of tapping just a little bit onto the brush, and then cutting my cheeks, just making a little bit more definition with this product. Now I'm just going to start to diffuse my entire face and kind of mesh my powders all together so it just looks absolutely flawless. I'm using my Sephora collection Fine Mist setting spray. This is just my secret to having kind of like that natural dewy look to my foundation look, and just making my foundation and just my face just so flawless. Yes, yes, and yes, model pose. Now I'm just going to be taking my highlight. This is the Illuminator from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I don't know why she stopped making this, but this is just so bomb for a natural glow. This is in the color Peach Nectar, and I'm just putting this on my high points of my cheekbones, on my button nose, down the mid bridge of my nose, and on the top of my lips to highlight my Cupid's bow. Now another trick I started to do is to not really have my highlight just be so stark and just so boom prominent. So I kind of just take that first light powder from the Sephora collection, Micro Smooth powder, and I just kind of go lightly over my highlight so that it all just kind of seamlessly blends in together and it's not too harsh. And then that is to conclude the tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned, watching my channel, watching my videos. I know I've been gone for so long, but I'm back. And I love you guys times 1,000. Bye.